Okay, show on vibrations, everybody. May your mind, bodies, and souls be all. May your almas be sound. May your bodies be leaven off the ground. When we keep to the breath, the orth, the mother, the seon, the soul of some guides and keeps you all. I am Matata L-I-E-C-L-C-I. Amen Ra Christ or a chaplain. I am truth, awareness, true talk. Can be a part of the greatest transfer of Ma-El. That's intelligence, samanology to Angodu. This is sound logic. With all that, being a fool is absolutely your choice. To raise Ray 1811, soon to be 812. Go to Google, go to Apple, download the Kagodora app, especially if you're playing futures, stocks, anything to do with investments that require you following any form of charts. Okay, you now have a new tool that is the master tool above all tools. Why do I say that? Because I'm proving once again that all things track, consider, and operate under the authority, false authority of source, which is sound, distributed, broadcasted by Ra. Okay, and now that we have the red sun here, has returned, it's very easy to see because Draco has to be Draco. You cannot act etho anymore. Okay, now go to Google, go to Apple, like I said, download the Kagodora, $17. Go to jesus.com, sign up. You don't have to pay a thing. You just need the spiritual permission. Okay? You need to deal with your demons. All right? So tell them to let you go. The markets continue to go down. If you watched the video yesterday, we've explained that the beginning of the cycles, because we have gematria added now, it's very easy, okay, to see. We are also in the 1800 series, so we know that Ra's having a lot of energy. So during this time, I'm saying that things are not going to be as great for the markets. You might have your moments, but generally, Draco likes to counter the energy, meaning that if the Ra's not releasing that much energy, then Draco can allow things to be. Okay, just allow things just to be as they are. Okay, and that is enough. Just by letting things be, we will now receive enough energy where we will think that we are feeling high, feeling good, and we will attribute that to, the corporations that run our society. Okay? But if Ra's distributing a lot of energy that you would see when we reach 6, 7, 8s, and 9s, right? When he's bursting, when he's distributing, when he's releasing, then these are the times then we see a breakdown in the markets. Or if the markets aren't breaking down, then we also see an event in the news, something that's going to create the masses to draw down their energy. Okay? We saw this week it was Donald Trump on 1807, which was October the 7th, announced that he's going to enact the Insurrection Act of 1807. Okay? And the Kagodora had 1807. So, I mean, this is just too fantastic. All right? It's just too fantastic, people. All right? So right now, we're on the 11th day. Okay? So we had that huge burst. Let's bring this back to the daily chart here. All right? And so, right, this was all this green started on the 28th, of October, which would have been 1998. Okay, so that means we were coming to, 1798 means that we were coming to the end of ring 5 and on to ring 6. Okay, so the 1800 was right here, and that's when we had the big dump. On the New Year's Eve, or the New Ring Eve, I should say, right, we had that burst. Okay, so we got to see that on our timeline, that was on a Thursday. Okay, so that was after a Wednesday, right? And so they had their big dump when Rob was releasing the big pump. of energy. Okay, so then we move down here, which was Wednesday the 8th. Okay, we see that, and then we move here, which is this is the 8th right here. We had a little tiny recovery, little tiny pump, right? But then on the 9th, when Raw was at the max number where it's going to start a new cycle, look what happened. We had the big dump. And then on the 10th, what goes up must come down. Remember, on our Kagodora, I teach you to read it so that the lower numbers mean lower reservoir. When you get to the higher numbers, that means you're about to get your payload. Okay? So right now, the reservoir is low. Okay, the reservoir is getting low, but because also they are staying true to their short cycle, right? You can see that it's also bringing it down. And one thing we also have to really hit home to make you believe that this thing works. I explained that the Draconians, their number for their demon is only 1. They've been reduced to 1, right? They don't have anything above the number 1. Okay, they don't have 0, they don't have 2, they only have 1. We are voluntarily giving them any other number. Any numbers we use, they're used to track sound. Okay, they're used to work against us, not for them. Okay, they're used to work against us. That's how it works for them, is against us, but they have nothing to do with it. Okay, we're using it to figure out their shit. Okay, but on the 1, when this was a Gematria 1, okay, when it fell on their 1, this is 1810, reduces to 1. What did they do? They had what they want to say was the biggest liquidation ever of Bitcoin. Okay? This is what they've said. And this is how they celebrate their shit, is by wrecking shit. Okay? So today is the 11th, which is parallel. Okay? So this is parallel, means the parasite application. Okay? That allows them to operate as raw. Okay? You got that? So it's the 11th and it's still going down. But according to how we are studying this, we expect raw's energy to start to rise back up. Okay, remember, we just had blew a big load here. Okay, so now we're back at the beginning. 1. So 2 should be a little stronger. 3 should even be a little bit stronger. Okay, and that's 12. That's literally today, in a few hours. Okay, and then by Sunday, we're at 13, which is 4. Okay, so we're getting close to where we're going to be getting stronger. Okay, but because they're on their short cycle, they can't keep going down forever. Right, so we expect them to also start picking back up late Sunday night and Monday. Okay, and then ride parallel. And I expect if Ra's going to be giving us a big payload on the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th, which is 8:15, 8:16, 8:17, even 8:18. Okay, these are huge numbers. Okay, 8:18, right? Let's figure out what day 8:18 is. Okay, so if today is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so that's next Saturday. Okay, next Saturday is 8:18. Okay, so expect something major to happen, which would make sense. We could be right back to where we were today. Okay, you could have a tiny little bit recovery, right? As Raw builds up, they kind of build up, and just in time for Raw's big payout, they can do a big cash out. Okay, so meaning that when this reaches 8:15, 8:16, 8:17, as we're getting low, the market is dropping low. Okay, the market is dropping low. Now that doesn't need to happen. We also know how the markets work. It's all about a trap. It's all about getting the money, right? And so if they have the money coming in one way, well, that's going to force the market the other way. Okay, but at the end of the day, we're sitting back, we're watching. This is officially day 2 of tracking the market using the Kagodora, and so far it's online with what we've seen and what we expect. Okay? We expect this to be an energy game. Okay? This is just another means for our attention. Doesn't matter on how it looks like we're trying to invest in things and back and forth. It's just another way. It could be fucking going out and looking for mushrooms. It's the same shit. Okay? It's the same way to, well, maybe mushrooms are a lot healthier, but it's the same way as getting your energy. Okay? And so if they are going to counter what Ra is doing, we could expect just by using this, whenever Ra is going to be releasing corona mass ejections, meteor showers, anything like that, we can expect for the markets to be the opposite, because they're going to want to take away from what we're receiving. It's like taxing us. Okay, literally, it's an etheric taxing system. Okay, all right. So go to Jesus.com, download the Kagodora, print it, follow through, and let's get feedback. We want multiple people, multiple eyes doing this. Everybody's going to see a little bit different, have a little bit different perspective. But what Ra's doing, Ra's always going to do. All right, we just have to get to a point where we can do in unison what we're supposed to be doing soundly. All right. Okay. So there you go. Market's continuing to dump while Ra rebuilds itself. Okay. And that is supposed to be typical of what happens. Okay. As Ra goes up and brings our energy up, they're going to do things to bring our energy down and keep us down. Okay, and vice versa. When Ra is down, they're going to allow things to build up on their own. Okay, whether they want to enhance it or not, but that's the time when they're going to do their shit when we are emotionally weak. Okay, you got that? Okay, this is True Talk. Let's go, Jesus.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll give you another report tomorrow.